Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Landmark Live. Here we are again. Chris Kamler, Ivan Foley. It's Landmark Live. Hey, production of the Platte County Landmark.
We're in nature.
We're out in nature. They let us outside today. How about that? First time during season 2 that we've been outside. It won't be the last. We're kind of outside kind of guys, aren't we, Chris?
Oh, I'm one with the outdoors.
You
are just look at me. I am the outdoors.
You are one with Earth today,
Yes,
my friend.
I am.
We are out at the Platte County Farm Bureau 100th anniversary celebration in the rolling hills of Platte County near Tracy. Beautiful Tracy. You're kind of familiar with Tracy, aren't you, Chris?
Tracy is where I go to get signs cheaply made from
Really?
From all kinds of people.
Yeah, and your brother kind of lives right.
He
close by.
lives somewhere in the
hills.
in the rolling hills. Yes, he
He's
does. I was gonna stop by and get boots and belt buckles and stuff, but he went home. So.
He's kind of like the Jed Clampett of Tracy, I think.
He is. He's the famous one.
Yeah, he's like a singer and a what else? Deck builder and
sure.
he stuffs animals.
He does everything.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Everything I can't do, he does.
Kills animals and stuffs them.
Absolutely.
But anyway, we're going to talk a lot about farming tonight because that's kind of Chris and I's specialty, right? I mean,
when you're one with the outdoors, how could you not know anything about farming?
We are here to spread the fertilizer while we talk farming with some of the real farmers later on tonight. But hey, first we're going to kick it off by introducing you to the woman who put this event all together. It is Miss Tina Anderson of the Platte County Farm Bureau. Hi, Tina.
Crowd goes wild.
Welcome.
Crowd goes wild.
Thank you very much for having me.
Now tell us again, what is this night all about?
So this night is to celebrate Platte County Farm Bureau's 100th year that they've been in Platte City. So Platte County Farm Bureau is a non-for-profit organization, and we are made up of, well, of course you have to be a member of,
right.
of Farm Bureau, and your membership all goes to farming and agriculture in Missouri, because Missouri Farm Bureau is Missouri's largest farming organization. So, and then with the membership money that we collect here in Platte County, I go around to the schools and I educate the kids on farming and agriculture and how important it is to thank our farmers, and because most kids these days, you ask them where their food came from, grocery store, mom got it. Well, no. True, but no. We got to start from the very beginning, guys, and that's what I go and teach the kids.
That's awesome. Now, farming is kind of a lost art, isn't it?
It is. It is. It is slowly shrinking. So we work with the FFA and the 4-H groups here in Platte County, and we are trying to get more and more young farmers involved, because Missouri Farm Bureau does have a Young Farmers and Ranchers program that they try to promote young farmers. We're trying to get more farmers, young kids interested in farming, and because it's
right.
slowly
What is
dying off.
typically farmed here in Platte County?
That we would need to ask Hal.
Oh wait, we could ask.
We'll ask one of the real farmers.
Later, yeah,
Yes,
well,
we'll ask
absolutely.
Hal because he's been here.
Now I've played Farmville. Is that an awful lot like farming, real farming?
Well, no, I don't think so.
Okay, well,
I've never heard of Farmville, and I don't play Farmville, so.
Now listen, though, Tina, you don't have to be a farmer to join the Farm Bureau.
You
though,
do
right?
not have to be a farmer to join. Anybody can join Farm Bureau.
And tell us again, that membership fee is $30. I think
It's $30 a year, and of course you'll get a membership card in the mail. And there are a ton of places that you can use your membership card to get discounts at, like hotels, car rentals, Chiefs tickets. Go Chiefs!
Really?
Yes,
I had no idea.
yes.
So this is like a AAA card.
Well, we're better
Well,
than
it's
AAA.
way
We're better than
better.
AAA.
Way
Bite
better
your
than
tongue,
AAA.
Ivan.
Come on,
Woo,
man.
bite
This is
your
like
tongue.
an AARP card,
Yeah.
kind of, sort of.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. I had no idea. Now, and then if you're a member, you get the option to buy insurance through the Farm Bureau Insurance, right?
You can buy insurance at the Farm Bureau Insurance. Actually, to have insurance with us, you have to be a member.
Gotcha.
You can be a
Yeah,
member
$30
without
though,
having
I mean,
insurance.
That's
Right.
nothing.
But to have insurance, you have to be a member,
Gotcha.
because all your policies will be connected to that membership.
Okay.
Now, who all's at the event tonight? Just members of in Platte
Farm
County?
Bureau members,
Yeah.
yes, and distinguished guests like yourself.
Yeah.
Distinguished
Well,
guests like yourself.
Until we get kicked out and everything.
That's why they have us outside.
Right, absolutely.
The mayor is here. He's going to present us with the Century Award
Okay,
from the
now
city.
you're talking
Hey,
distinguished.
how we're doing.
Yes.
Mayor of Platte City.
Mayor of Platte City. Now slide.
Not the mayor of Tracy. The mayor of Platte City. Okay?
Yes, yes.
Well, that's good. Now, you've also got a state agriculture director here, right?
We do.
Okay.
Chris Chin will be our speaker tonight, and she is the director of agriculture for the state of Missouri.
Awesome. Okay,
Yes.
this is gonna be a good time. Now, you've got a meal and then a speaker, and then you just like party the rest of the night, or what happens?
Yes, we have adult refreshments.
Are farmers good partiers?
Farmers are
Do
great
they,
partiers.
do they get down and get funky?
Farmers are great partiers.
Country boys and girls
They
getting
gotta
down on
do
the farm.
something to release some of that stress from being up at the crack, you know what, of dawn
Oh,
till
yeah.
the late night.
Oh yeah, they'll be up with the chickens in the morning, though, right?
Yes, they will.
No matter how late
Up
they stay
there.
at night.
Sleet, snow, rain, hail, 100-degree weather, it doesn't matter. You're
Yeah.
farmers, and if we want fed, well, somebody's got to do it because
Well, we all like to eat.
I don't know if the lazy three of us are going to get up and do that.
No, but I am going to eat.
I can barely make
So-
it to the grocery store, so I mean that's
That's
the trick.
That's one of the least favorite places. Yeah. Well, Tina, we appreciate you coming on with us,
Thank
dear.
you, Tina.
If you
Very
would
much.
pretty soon send someone like Hal or
I will.
Mark Whitmire or Kent Pine, anybody down here to talk to us, or all three of them. We don't care.
Recording of the Landmark here.
No, you're doing fine.
It's awesome.
I did not say that.
No, all right, we will. Yeah, just keep the guests coming,
Okay.
and we will try not to abuse them too badly.
Okay, I
And we
appreciate
will,
that.
We're out at Tracy, by the
Thanks,
way,
Tina.
at the event venue known as 1890. We are way in the back in the hills. They call this one the Fields, I think, is the name of this event or this
Yeah,
venue.
this is this
Yeah.
is. I don't know if you can get a look at. This is just one of two facilities they have. They have
I don't even know Tina.
event hall and stuff, and
They've got
Crazy.
multiple
They have multiple.
venues out
super
here.
nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yes.
And
And
look at the scenery. Cindy's giving you a shot of the horizon. Very cool, very nice place. Fairly new to Tracy, so it's very cool that this is available to the fine folks and fine organizations like the Platte County Farm Bureau. Chris, we have gone pretty well. I mean, we haven't shown that we know nothing about farming yet because
no, that's
we
coming.
got-
I do think the Farmville question landed poorly. I know that now.
I don't know why.
Candy Crush is next, as far as
Yeah.
games that I know and to ask the farmers about. But
Yeah.
we'll get there.
We'll get there. I tell you what, I need to read a commercial because we are sponsored by Platte County Farm Bureau. Farm Bureau insurance agent Dana Bruner is located at 508 Branch Street in Platte City. She comes from a long line of insurance experience and has been taking care of insureds for over 20 years. As an agent, she takes a no-nonsense approach to things and handles her office with honesty and integrity. Whether you need auto, home, life, business, disability, health, you name it, she can find the right coverage for you at a competitive price. She is a broker and appointed with numerous companies to assist your needs. Always available for no obligation quote and consultation. Call our friend Dana Bruner at 816-858-2163. Dana Bruner, Farm Bureau Insurance. Remember, all you got to do is pay $30. You remember Farm Bureau, you can get the insurance. How about that?
I have a question for you.
Yes.
Before we get other farmers over here, do you have Patrick Mahomes fever?
I kind of do.
That was pretty cool.
It was
last
impressive.
Sunday.
That was a very impressive season debut for Patrick. I was so excited about it. I posted a picture of him on my Instagram account. I don't know if you saw
Was he
that. but, yeah.
scantily clad?
Well, he did not have his helmet on, so
Oh,
the ladies
my.
like
Ooh.
that. You know, if you got a
Mercy
football player with no
sakes.
helmet, it's like he's half naked.
Mercy
you know.
sakes alive.
So-
He's a tall drink of water.
Is he? They all look
What I
tall
hear.
out there. Okay.
I'm telling you.
Well, and I did look at his Instagram because I tried to tag him when I posted it, and he does have a female friend that he calls his girl. So hate to break the hearts of all the ladies out there, but Mahomes apparently has already taken.
It's not who you show up with, it's who you leave with, Ivan. You know the rules.
Yeah, oh man, I don't know. Is that a
You know the
rule?
rules.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's interesting. But yeah, we later on when we're done talking farming, we will get to our NFL locks of the week because we always hand out some very favorable gambling advice for the degenerates.
3-1.
Yeah, we went 3-1 last week. 3-1 last week. But yeah, so if you followed our advice, you are money ahead for the year, you guys. Now later on, we've got. I think Tina's up trying to round up a farmer to come down and talk farming.
What do you know about? When was the last time you were do you even have a garden?
No, I used to do some landscaping. I used to have some landscaping, but
Wow.
no. Well, when I was a kid, we did some gardening. We had corn. My dad was really into gardening. We did cucumbers and sweet corn and tomatoes and that sort of thing. But I never picked up the gardening fever. How about you?
maintain, or my family has maintained that baseball complex down in 9 Highway and Broadway Extension the last 25 years. So all we really do is just drag around dirt that's already dead.
Right.
So that's like opposite of farming. That's just anti-farming.
You don't have to worry about keeping anything alive that way.
No, we want to kill stuff.
You're like,
We put
you like out there to kill.
white chalk on there things,
Yeah.
and it's I could spend maybe 45 minutes farming and I would be dead.
Yeah.
I can't imagine. They's farmers, I tell you, they're
That's hard work.
Tina mentioned it, up at the crack of dawn and down last whenever they go to sleep, and it's crazy. It's a lost skill and a lost art, and we need more people doing it.
Always
Just
out in the elements.
Just not me.
Yeah, they're always out in the elements. Unlike you and I, who sit at a desk, a lot of the time.
Well, they need people. Lord needs ditch diggers too. So
Takes all kinds, right? Oh, and we need to talk chickens and horses and all kinds of stuff.
Well, yeah, that's what I want to know. I want to know. You drive through Iowa, you see corn. You drive through wherever, you see soybeans. I want to know what Platte County is known for.
Right. Well, I know one of the guys.
What kind of farm structure is that over there? Is that holding grain?
That's
Is
a
that...
tree.
No,
you mean the
back
structure
here,
on that?
that's a tree.
Those are grain bins.
See, you can. Yeah, okay. See, there you go.
Yeah.
You know something. You know a little bit of something about something.
Very little bit. Yeah. But yeah, don't get any more detail with your questions. I don't want to embarrass myself.
Yeah,
too
no,
bad.
we don't. That was it.
But one of the farmers that she has coming on supposedly is Hal Sweeney, and Hal grew tobacco for many years. Maybe he still does. We'll find out. But that was one of Hal's major crops, the tobacco farm. How about that?
Right here in Platte County.
You don't see that very
I thought
often.
that's like North Carolina.
No. Weston was really famous for tobacco back in the day.
I had a buddy in college that grew some stuff in his closet.
Really?
Kind of a black light type of thing.
You sure that was tobacco?
He didn't call himself a farmer though.
I don't know.
He sure was popular.
Did the cops like that, or did?
Well, the cops were not really. We tried to
Keep 'em out?
keep that side of the
That's
world
interesting.
out of.
Now,
out
did
of
you ever
of-
try any of the crop?
I can't comment on
that.
that. It's not until that's legalized here.
Until the statute of limitations.
They're saying that's going to be on like a ballot or something. The marijuana legalization here
I've
coming
heard
up
that.
soon.
I've heard talk of that, but
I'll tell you what. If that gets legalized, I'm just throwing out a Landmark Live idea.
that would be fun. Actually, I mean, we would have some. I tell you what, we would have some unpredictable guests that week, wouldn't we?
Yeah, that'd be. I'm just throwing it out there.
that is
Just something for season 3 or 4 or
That
whatever.
is a fantastic idea. Put that,
we've-
write that down so we don't
It's
forget.
gonna be locked in here.
And,
We've gotten drunk on the show.
And tell the folks you had another great idea recently. You've got
I did.
some kind of thing where when you start feeling badly, you call this mobile "come give me an IV" thing, and they come out.
Oh yeah,
and they
yeah,
hydrate you.
Oh gosh, I forget the name. The hydration company or something. We're gonna try to have them on the show because they'll. So let's say not me, but let's say you've run a marathon,
Right.
okay? And then or here's a good example. Multiple times on Sunday, you'll hear of a football player at halftime receiving an IV of fluids, and it's just to help with dehydration. And it's just a quicker way to get 3 bottles of Gatorade in you, other than you just tap it into your arm and get hydrated through an IV. Well, there's a company now that'll go to your house, and if you're dehydrated for whatever reason, you're hungover, you just ran a marathon, you just don't feel very good, and they've got different IV bags. They have just a normal saline IV bag. They have an IV bag with some B12 and some other things in it, and then they'll come to your house, and then $100, $150 later, you got some fluids, and you don't have to go to the doctor. So it's a hell of an idea.
And this is all legal, I think.
It's all legal.
Oh, it's mostly
legal.
legal.
They hire the guy that came to my house is a former ER nurse.
Sure.
And they got all the stuff, and they put the gloves on, and they
So he looked
took
official?
care of me.
Looked
He looked
official?
official. I don't know. I felt a lot better afterwards.
You didn't ask to see a license. or anything.
My right eye didn't open for a week, but other than that, I was fine. So we're
Yeah.
gonna try to have him on the show.
First we got to go out and get dehydrated. And
Well,
then-
right,
and
yeah,
then-
no, that's step 1.
And then we call them and say, "Hey, come rescue us."
Call that the sequel.
We don't feel well, and then they'll magically come heal us all on live Facebook.
They say they do a lot of stuff on Saturday and Sunday mornings, and
I
then
bet
they
they do.
do a lot of stuff on Saturday and Sunday and nights when people are, hungover and not feeling good. So.
This is a great idea for a show, you guys. And by the way, if you got any ideas for a show topic you'd like to see, Facebook message us or type it in the comments tonight. We don't care. But yeah, if there's anything in particular. Oh, we're getting some feedback that Chris wants to go check out the feedback. I haven't even signed in tonight, so I'm not sharing this on my Facebook. But hey guys, yeah,
you're calling me out on the Facebook. That's all right. That's fine. They know. I think people realize and recognize that I'm not much of an outdoors person. I think is what it is.
That's cheap.
It's crazy. It's crazy talk. I go outdoors to my car every morning.
Well, and you umpire all the time. You're outdoors.
I do. That's outdoors, kind of. It's in the whatever. So
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean those t-ball games, that gets stressful.
I'm telling you, this parents is outdoors. I don't like outdoors because there's parents out there. So
there's parents and there's bugs. It's hot and sweaty. Well, guys, we're out here at the 1890 events venue in Tracy. Platte County Farm Bureau celebrating their 100th anniversary. This is Landmark Live. In case you're just joining us, I'm Ivan Foley. This is Chris Kamler. This is season 2, episode 2. And by the way, speaking of season 2, episode 2, I'm now on season 2, episode 2 of Ozark. Did you binge watch season 2 of Ozark?
I haven't seen season 1 yet.
Well, you don't want to start with season 2 then?
No, I don't want to start with. This is the one with Jason Bateman.
Yes.
And it has some sort of ties to Missouri.
Yeah,
is that accurate?
It's set in the Ozarks. Yep.
Do they just make fun of the Ozarks like everybody else in Missouri does?
Well, there's some characters on there that don't actually portray the Ozark residents in the best way, but I don't know if it's factual.
I mean, I've driven through the Ozarks, so that's whatever you're saying, I would believe.
It might be reality based.
That's a Netflix or a Hulu.
That's a Netflix. That's a Netflix.
No, I started on Jack Ryan. I started the first few episodes of that. The guy from The Office, and I forget his name, Jim Halpert, who played. He is now Jack Ryan. Jack Ryan's now been played by, I think, Alec Baldwin. Who was the other person that played Jack Ryan? Anyway, now he's playing Jack Ryan, and it's if you like Homeland, you'd like Jack Ryan a lot. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of terrorism, and he just finds reasons to go shoot people. It's awesome. It's a good show.
I'm a big Jason Bateman fan, so I picked up on Ozark. That's really the only Netflix show that I've gotten hooked into.
But it's a drama. It's not like a Jason Bateman show.
No, it's not. There's no comedy really. It is a drama and lots of twists and turns in the plot. Whoever wrote that thing did a heck of a job.
When are they gonna make the television show about local Platte County politics, specifically like Platte County Parks and Recreation?
That would be awesome.
Wouldn't that be great? There's all kinds of drama going on over there, isn't there?
We got in the city, not just in the county,
like
in the
breaking
city.
news stuff.
We got city level. We got drama in the Parks Department at the city. We got drama in the Police Department at the city. And if the mayor comes on, I guess we could ask him about that.
Sure. Let's ambush him. Let's give him the tough questions.
He probably won't come on tonight.
He loves us.
Well, he does love us, but
he's all right. He's fine.
He's a good man.
We're softballs. We're ultimately. So.
Yeah, so we're still out here, and we thought we were going to have a farmer on to talk farming. Instead, Chris and I are talking farming because it's kind of our thing anyway. Cindy's pointing up at the sky. Do we have a bird?
We have lots of them.
We got birds.
Lots of birds?
Yeah.
Because that's what I need to be. If I'm outdoors for more than 20 minutes, a bird's going to crap on my shoulder.
You could have attracted
here comes somebody charging over here.
You attract.
Maybe they're trying to get rid of us. This young man here looks like he's with the Landscaping Bureau or something.
It's good. It is, Mr.
If you saw my yard, you know I have nothing to do with landscaping.
How are you, Swaney? Good to
evening,
see you.
sir.
Good to see you, man. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, have a seat. This is the chair where you sit here and we grill you.
Boy, we got a lot of questions too.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I've been well done a couple times in my life.
How's Swaney? And you're one of the oldest member. I don't want to say oldest members. Longest term members.
Most attractive
of the
is what we were going to go with.
Yes,
Platte
that
County
would be
Farm Bureau, right?
Well, I've been on the board a long time. Yes.
Okay, so tell us now. Do you know a little bit of the history? How did the Farm Bureau get organized, and what was the purpose of it when they organized it?
Well, the purpose was it was almost, let's say, like a cooperative. Farmers were not able to get insurance. There were things that they could not buy, and so they decided that they would pool together. They could make their insurance competitive. We originally had. You could buy implement parts, roller chain, points for your chisel plow, your plow, or those kind of things, and that was that kind of ended in the 70s as farmers got bigger and started, not doing with, it was more where you just go to the big warehouse and get everything you need as compared to going through the local farm bureau. But it served a need for years and years and years. And the other thing is I got in on the end of it, as I said, and I bought some of the things they had, and the quality was excellent. They were pretty particular about like their tires. They were a heavier tire.
Farmers know good stuff from bad stuff. I'll tell you that.
Well,
They're usually pretty good.
We knew that. We probably wouldn't be farming. We'd figure out something else to do.
But they know how to kick the tires.
Yeah.
So how has the Bureau evolved then in the 21st century?
Well, I was thinking about that as I came down. Farm Bureau, just in the 48 years that I've been a member, when we used to have an annual meeting, we would have 300 people. But there were a lot more farmers in 1970 than there are in today's world. And, so we don't have the agricultural, we don't have the large volume of people that are involved in agriculture that we used to have. But still, our function and what we do is still just as important, even though there's a smaller group of farmers out there.
Now, has it always been a case where anybody could join if they just paid a membership fee, even way back in the day when it first started?
Yes, just all you had to do was pay the membership due, and you were a member of Farm Bureau. You didn't actually have to buy anything. It was if you liked our philosophy on issues, then it would pay you to be a member. We do quite a bit of political things. We support certain candidates financially. Of course, our dues are $30. I don't think we're going to,
right.
But it's also the Farm Bureau name. If Farm Bureau supports a candidate, then that is worth something. Yeah, it does carry some weight because there is a lot of members. We have more than 100,000 members across the state. We are a state insurance company, one of the two or three left, three I believe left in the United States, where we are solely independent of everybody else. We run our own business, and it has worked well for us. We don't go out and cover other people in other states, and we have not sold out to other organizations, and it's managed by farmers. I was on the state board for a while, and you help make those decisions that make sure that farmers have an opportunity to buy insurance and be protected, and that's very important. But also the representation in Jeff City is important, and then we are part of a national organization, American Farm Bureau, and we have an office in Washington D.C., and we enter into political fray there as well.
What's the big hot topic, the hot political topic that we can mildly wade into?
Well, obviously, one of the things right now is the tariffs, because they're having a detrimental effect on agriculture. And of course, we're not helping ourselves either by growing a gargantuan bumper crop. When you do that, you have low prices, and the tariffs have got people nervous. So that is an issue that brings back a lot of discussion.
Now, Tina she failed miserably in answering this question, but my question to you is, what does Platte County grow in general?
Well,
is there something that they're known for? Soybeans?
Well, of course, for years and years and years, Platte County was known for tobacco, because we were the largest county in the state to produce tobacco. We had the largest growers in the state in our county, and so that was
that was kind of your specialty personally.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, do you still do it?
I retired this year from the tobacco industry.
Okay.
Yes, and so has about everybody else. But soybeans would be our largest, then corn, and we have a lot of livestock in Platte County. We a few years ago, we had about, let's see, 3,000 confinement sows in the county, but one of those operations is not in existence anymore. But we still, and those farmers do a very nice job, because nobody's calling you up and complaining about a hog farm, are they?
No, they haven't
No,
done
the
that.
bacon never tasted better, quite honestly.
That's
I'm
right.
gonna
I
tell
mean,
that, too.
if there were real, and that is what we face. I tell you, there's several thousand hogs, sows in the county, and people go, well, no, they're not. I don't smell them. But if you wanted, in my case, when I tried to put it in a hog farm, everybody was like, oh, you'll kill us all. We're all going to die. And that is what we face every day. When you talk about issues, there's kind of an issue that people don't even think about. There are people that want to regulate the dust on agriculture and the hours that we operate. Well, we operate in a market that it's just like the guy raising apples. He's got to pick them when they're ready.
Right.
His grapes have to be picked when they're ready. Our corn has to be picked, so if we run after dark, we run after dark. And but people don't like it, and they don't understand. And so we get these resolutions, or people sending in things to the Department of Ag, and they want to start a campaign to regulate the amount of dust that the combine puts out. Well, you really don't have much control about that, no more than you would have control of the wind blowing dust.
You were the
from
one that
anywhere
bought the
else.
house right next to the farm. I mean, they should probably know a few of those basics of it.
Well, the right to farm, Farm Bureau was instrumental in getting that passed, along with the corn growers and the pork producers and the Soybean Association and the Cattlemen's Association. And it's interesting, all those organizations are made up of a lot of Farm Bureau members, and on the board of a lot of those organizations are Farm Bureau members. But we worked and convinced the voting public that there ought to be some protection for a guy that's farming, that if he's there and been doing this, then it's harder for you to complain. You're in an agricultural area.
So what is the biggest challenge, and maybe you've already touched on it, what is the biggest challenge facing farmers right now, specifically in Platte County? Is there one thing, or is it a combination of things?
Oh, I would have to say it's a combination of things. It's kind of like, our challenges are kind of like farming itself. One day you wake up and it's time to plant. The next day you wake up and it's time to spray, and the next day you wake up and it's time to harvest. And it's just, when you wake up, there's an issue, and there's always a new issue, or always something that needs to be addressed. There's and I, for the life of me, can't think of it, but there's 4 or 5 issues that have come across in emails that we should be pondering and thinking about addressing, that are political, or legislative issues. People that want to.
All right, and here we were talking about this before the show. Farmers have maybe the best way of just simplifying the world. I think my brother's an outdoorsman, and it's just this thing called farm wisdom. Have you heard of this farm wisdom? Like things like what animal tells the best weather, or is there a piece of farm wisdom that you can impart on us that might blow our socks off, from your many years of farming?
I don't think I have wisdom like that, but what I do have to say is that people sometimes get upset with what we do, and I don't go out and try and do things that deteriorate my operation. My land is my lifeblood, so why would I do things that are going to destroy it? Everybody's building terraces, we're putting in tiling to improve our operation, cover crops. I'm on the Soil and Water Board as well, and we're helping to support people to build terraces, build ponds, do cover crops, which is a new thing that's come into
Water management, that's another thing I know is a huge deal with all that.
And we're helping with people that have irrigation to change their irrigation systems to so the evaporation is much less, so your water that you do use goes much farther. You get more benefit. It's more economical. All these things we do have the side benefit of being economical, because if I improve my ground with cover crop and those nutrients
to
go
grow
back in the
something,
ground,
yeah.
then my farm is a better farm than it was the year before.
How has technology kind of helped that?
Well, seeing that technology is what's driven that. We have, first of all, we have lots of land that used to be cattle roam on and now is in production, and so that land was in grass for a reason, because it's more erodible than. They farm the prime ground first. Farmers aren't any fools, and then as the demand for agricultural products increased, and so farmers started expanding what we were doing, going back all the way to Earl Butson farming Secretary of Ag back in the 70s or somewhere in there, farm fence row to fence row.
Now, did you get involved in the farmer strike, Hal?
No,
You didn't go march on Washington?
No,
way back in the day?
I did not do that. I didn't turn the tires around on my tractor and drive to D.C. I know some people that have. I put my stock in Farm Bureau rather than what that group was going to accomplish. And Farm Bureau is still around, and most of those people they're not.
Were they really farmers, or a lot of drama queens in there, or what did we have?
No, there was a lot of farmers in there.
Was
there really
okay.
was.
Okay.
Really was. And something that really doesn't get a lot of play, when they got to DC, there was this tremendous snowstorm.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, what's every farmer have? He's got a chain in his tractor. So they pulled out millions of people while they were there in DC. And because every farmer has a chain in his tractor, and
that's awesome.
The people were in need, and so they met that need.
Hey guys, if you're just tuning in, you're watching Landmark Live. We are out at the 100th anniversary event for the Platte County Farm Bureau. I'm Ivan Foley. This is Chris Kamler. We are visiting with Hal Swaney, a longtime Platte County farmer and a longtime member of the Platte County Farm Bureau. Hal, you mentioned politics in the Farm Bureau a while ago. Has the Farm Bureau taken a stance on the proposed gas tax in Missouri?
Well, that's an interesting question because historically we're not big tax friends, but the last tax increase, we worked very hard for that. But in that gas tax, we were promised roads between communities with 5,000 or more members, that we would have much nicer roads. And that gas tax has not widened 92 1 inch, or between Platte City and Smithville, or Smithville it has not widened, or
bad.
from Platte City to of course there's not 5,000 people in Weston, but the idea was that there would be, that money was going to be divided out, and shortly after that passed, St. Louis, Kansas City, and Springfield, like the Ozarks area, goes, that 50-50 deal is really not fair, because those people just drive a long ways, but we have more people to drive, and so the 50-50 split soon became 75-25. And, obviously that left a terrible taste in a lot of rural people's mind. We worked very hard to get that tax passed, and then the benefit that we thought we would see from it
Never came.
It never came, and has not come. So it's, and there's a lot of old members like me that remember that.
Yeah.
So when the new gas tax comes about, when it starts to be, the final things get put on it, I would think that if there's something in there for rural agriculture, Missouri Missouri Farm Bureau will probably be in favor of it, because we have to transport our product across rural roads and state roads, and we go to the University of Missouri football games and basketball games, and I-70 is a true challenge. I sat on a board with Senator, see, when you get old, you can't remember anybody's name, and he had a plan. He was, anyway, his plan for I-70, and it was a 1 cent gasoline tax. This was years ago, and but and I worked on that with him. I was a part of the a group of people that he got together to discuss this thing, and I thought his ideas were pretty sound, but it just couldn't get floated. It couldn't get passed, and so it was just one of those times where you donate your time and work on an issue, and sometimes something happens, sometimes it doesn't. I've been on lots of different committees that senators have asked you to be a part of, and I've testified a half a dozen times in Jeff City.
Yeah.
And part of that is because I belong to Missouri Farm Bureau. It's given me lots of opportunities to do things. Awesome. And I appreciate those opportunities immensely.
Congrats on the 100 years of the organization. That's awesome.
Yeah, we appreciate
Well, I was here for half of them.
We're here for half of them. How has the organization changed? We got to let you go here in a second, but how has the organization changed? I mean, what's the most different thing about it now as compared to when you started 48 years ago?
I think it's just the working with the urban people. We have a great many members that are urban, so working with them, showing them that what agriculture still needs and that they can be supportive of us, and then we obviously we try to be supportive of them too.
Yeah. Now you mentioned one thing, you're a Mizzou fan, right?
Alumni.
Chris Kamler, also an alum.
MIZ.
Okay, so give us your thought. Mizzou going to beat Purdue this weekend?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely, 100%.
All right. Well, Hal,
This is Drew Lock's year. This is Drew Lock's year.
He would already have 2 more touchdowns if it wasn't for pass interference. And
he's a big fan.
I'm telling you, he knows.
He's on it.
I've had season tickets for, I don't know, 30 some years.
Thanks for rebuilding that end zone too. That's quite the construction.
We got invited to a showing of that thing, and and they were standing there with a vacuum cleaner in case you had any extra money.
I'm sure
That's awesome.
They'll always take a little extra coin off your pocket.
And for one of the big suites, it's only $100,000.
Well,
I donated an awful lot to that school in parking tickets, so I'm good. I don't send them a lot more checks anymore.
I didn't get a good enough car when I went to college to get the parking tickets.
Well, Hal, we appreciate you coming on.
Thanks,
and
we
watch
appreciate
your
you
stuff
being
there.
here so
You
much.
bet. Congratulations.
Yes, we appreciate you
That's awesome.
giving us the opportunity to get our
We're happy to help.
word out and that we're a presence in the county. And
Hey, if you ever need some extra help on the farm, you give Ivan a call.
That's my deal.
if I would have known that, I would have not have stopped growing tobacco. I would have gone one more year.
Yeah.
Let me get out of the
All right,
way.
be
and
careful. All
Are you
right.
the next person?
Yes, she's
Oh,
coming
come
on
on
soon. Yeah.
I see the bar's open.
Guys, we're
The bar is
gonna
open.
we are going to switch gears slightly. We are going to move from farming to the Platte City Chamber of Commerce, right? Our frequent guest on the show, Angie Moody, the executive director of the Platte City Chamber of Commerce. Right, Angie? Hi.
Hi.
How are you? How's the party going in there?
It's going really well. They started the food line.
Oh, did they?
It's delicious.
Well, I noticed nobody came to get us.
Didn't bring a plate out.
No,
That's
sure
great. That's no problem. We'll build that into the contract.
Strangely enough, we were in there earlier and they kicked us out because they said our belt buckles were not big enough.
I
and so
believe
we
it.
had to come out here. And so we're just kind of on the outskirts. But Angie, you've got a big event coming on.
We do.
2 weeks. It's called Sample the City, right?
Correct.
Okay, tell us all about it.
Sample the City is just it's almost like a street festival of sorts where we'll have all sorts of vendors, food trucks. The shops will be open downtown Main Street. So it's just a really nice evening. We'll have several Beatniks Dance Studios, the Platte City Pirate Club will be there. So all sorts of demonstrations and different things. Warehouse and More will be there with a fashion show. Beth Ann's Boutique will be there with a fashion show.
Oh, yeah.
So
They need models.
they may. You might be able
might,
to model. I think.
okay.
Well, Beth Ann says women's clothing, but I bet Warehouse
I
and
don't-
More you
I-
can strut your stuff.
Yeah,
and,
I mean, this is 2018.
Chris,
No.
Chris has thrown on some women's clothing over
Oh,
there.
really?
at Beth Ann's just
Yeah.
once
or
Oh,
twice, or
maybe,
3 times.
maybe.
like a year ago.
Yeah, so far we still we have 50 vendors signed up, so we're really excited.
awesome.
Yeah.
Is that bigger than last year? About the same.
It's about the same, but we'll still take some more vendors. It's
Yeah.
not too late to register. We really say we kind of take them up to the
To the day.
of. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Really, we kind of allow you in, but it's from 5 to 7:30, and we'll also have a beer and wine garden area that you
Fantastic.
can walk around, and it's just a really nice evening to kind of check out Platte City and Main Street and other businesses.
And we'll be doing Landmark Live from there. So how about that?
I-
You excited?
We're sorry about that.
Yeah,
That's,
we-
I
Do
apologize.
you
Still
think
come
you'll do
out.
it outside this year, or are you going to keep it inside?
Well, unless last year you guys were blowing us away with the music, and so we had to go inside. But
yeah,
if you can,
Too fun.
yeah, if you can
Yeah.
tone the music down just one notch on the volume, we'll be able to stay outside.
Just one notch.
Yeah.
You
Just
mentioned beer garden. That's the type of farming that I do.
You do a lot of beer
Is
farming.
yeah, I've done a lot of beer garden farming,
little beer
so
garden.
that's good.
Yeah, we'll have Jowler Creek there
Nice.
for the wine, and then we'll
Okay.
have the pool hall.
Pool hall doing the beer?
Pool hall's the best, but
Okay.
the coolest beer in town, don't you think? So.
Yeah, probably.
Coldest
Probably.
beer out of all the bars that are next to the landmark.
That's
I'll,
the
I'll
closest.
guarantee
I
you
don't know about
that.
the coldest, but it's the closest.
Bee Creek will also be open that night.
Bee
so-
Creek will be open. All right, Bee
Yeah.
Creek's is rocking and rolling down there. That's a
Yeah,
nice
so
little
it's
addition to downtown.
It's a really nice event just to come out for a few hours and kind of check out the town.
Yeah, well, that's fantastic, Ange. Anything else going on at the chamber we need to know about?
Well, we have Pedal for Platte, but that's Saturday. We'll still take you the day of if you want to do a bike ride. around-
Not much into pedaling. How about you?
bike?
If my knee gets better, I'll come up and do it next year. Absolutely.
Okay, we'll do it.
Love
And of
that
course, our
stuff.
next big event is the holiday lighting. Which
That
is
is a
this
big
year.
one.
We
That
can't
is a
miss
big
that
one.
one.
I know that
We-
one's huge.
That was one of our very first. Was that a Rambling
That
Morons
was
that
a,
we
that was a
did?
Rambling
Holy
Morons
God.
podcast.
Oh, I think you did do
Oh,
that.
it
What
was
year did you start
Ford.
the chamber, Ange? Were you there when
I
we?
started in 2013.
That's the year we did our
I think
I
podcast.
that's
think
the
that
first
was.
year.
Yeah, that was.
So we
that
broke
was
you
bad.
in right.
You broke me in. Well, I'm glad I've been.
That we
That's
got to
so
find
cool.
that.
I'm so cold.
I
We
didn't
will
talk
find
to
that.
me for about 2 years.
We will find that
time.
video.
We were neighbors.
We will find that video of that 2013
We were just
podcast.
shivering. Oh my
And we'll
God,
put
it
it
was
on
so
our
cold.
Facebook, and we'll link that. It was an amazing broadcast, one of my favorite broadcasts of all time. So we will. I don't
That
think
can't
you
be a
even
long
showed
list.
up. Look for that link on our Facebook
Yeah, we'll
page
put it
soon.
on there.
But yeah, so Ange, that's great. So 5 years you've been with the chamber already. Wow, time flies when you're having fun.
I guess. Yeah.
That's fantastic. Well, good for
Never
you.
a dull moment.
I bet that's right. And you're growing the chamber. The chambers are really taking off and rocking and
Chambers,
rolling.
it's busy.
Yeah.
Busy.
All right, Ange. So if if a vendor is watching and wants
sure.
to be a part of Sample the City, what do they do?
Well, you can just visit the chamber website at plattecitymo.com or just call us at the chamber at 816-858-5270.
Very nice. Well,
So we
thank
get
you
to
for
plug
coming
in.
on.
Sure.
Thanks
I
for
like
coming
that
by.
bracelet you got going on there. That's pretty
Very
sweet.
Thank
blingy.
you. You know what? The paparazzi jewelry, she'll be there at Sample the City. $5. So it's a.
Very cool.
Yeah.
You buy that
I
for
can
us?
do. Well, Ange, thanks for joining us
Yeah.
tonight.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate
You
it.
guys will have to
You
come in
bet.
and get some food.
We
do it.
will, if they'll let us in.
We'll never,
We'll see you,
never
Ange.
turn down food.
No, no. So,
Food gardening too.
wow, it's probably time for me to read another commercial from our fine sponsor, right? Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance was started by a group of Missouri farmers who sought an honest, plain-speaking, no-nonsense approach to protecting what was important to them. That same mentality is what drives the company to this day. No matter what you do, what you drive, or where you live, Missouri Farm Bureau is there to treat you with the same dignity and respect you would expect from the farmers that started the company. If you're a Missourian, Missouri Farm Bureau is here for you. Call 816-858-2163. Farm Bureau. We've learned a lot.
I've learned more about farming. I mean, the only other thing I knew about farming was I watched Field of Dreams a couple of times, and
Very
so
good show.
that's my other knowledge about farming. But I learned more today than I think
Well,
I needed to.
Did you ever watch Green Acres back in the day? I learned some stuff from Green Acres.
Yeah, no, I was kind of a Zsa Zsa Gabor fan.
Well, you remember how you used to have to climb
She
the
got me
telephone
through a lot
pole.
of. She got me through a lot of.
She was one of the more
tough times
attractive-
as a young adult.
One of the more attractive farmers I
Yes,
think
she
that you've
was.
ever seen. But yeah, guys, this is Landmark Live, and I tell you what, it's a production of the Landmark Newspaper. Chris writes a weekly column on page 3 of the Landmark. You'll wanna
Words
check
and
that out.
everything.
Yeah, he uses verbs. Sometimes he'll have an adjective in there.
Every once in a while.
Once in a while, we use punctuation in his column. It's really it's upscale.
That's usually done at the editing desk.
It's fantastic stuff. But right now, the Landmark has a subscription special going. If you become a new subscriber, it's only $25 for a year. You get 4 free tickets to the Kansas City Renaissance Festival, and the weather is going to be great this weekend. Hey, so call us up, 858-0363, and become a new subscriber. Get those tickets in time to go to the festival either this weekend or next, guys. The weather's going to be great.
Huzzah!
It's a good time. Chris, we need to talk some NFL football.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yes, lay it on us now. Talk about our locks of the week. These are special little predictions that we make for the degenerate gamblers and sometimes folks who just pretend to be gamblers.
Remember Letterman? He would do this.
I do remember that.
Please no
It's like
wagering.
this. But
I need your help.
Okay.
I've got 3 winners here, but I know that there are different degrees of winners. So
okay.
2 of them are road dogs,
Mm.
and one of them is a home favorite. So tell me which one to pick.
Okay.
This is how we're gonna go.
Lay it on me.
I have Indianapolis at Washington. Washington is the favorite. They're -6. I think Indy can cover that game. Indy is not as bad as they looked last week. Andrew Luck is, still alive, and he's still Andrew Luck. Washington, I just never liked Washington. All right, let me give you my second one. Philly at Tampa. Tampa is the dog, but it's only +3.5. And so I like Philly covering that.
Okay.
And then my last one is the Chargers. After that debacle last week at Buffalo, Buffalo's getting 7.5 points. I kind of like Buffalo in that. So I don't know. What do you think? You have any of those that stick out?
I don't like the Colts one. What was your second one?
Philly at Tampa.
I like your
think
Philly
yeah,
pick.
Philly I think is going to cover and give them take away the 3.5 points. I think they might win by a touchdown. So that's going to be my lock of the week. Philly, take Philly, take away the points on the road. Philly at Tampa -3.5.
Okay, I am going to go with the San Francisco 49ers at home against the Detroit Lions, who looked totally inept on Monday Night Football.
All that off-season stuff with the Lions, all the good season they had last
Yeah.
year, and they looked like a bunch of clowns.
They
last
did,
week.
and that
a
coach,
bunch of clowns.
that coach looks like a disaster.
It just I don't know what it is with like the Browns and the Lions. They just are the Browns and the Lions every year. I don't get it. Maybe that's being a Royals fan.
Yeah, so that's my pick. San Fran -6 over the Lions. You're
like that.
on Philly
I'm on Philly -3.5.
3.5. Okay, there's your locks of the week. We didn't call Brad Carl to. Brad actually hit his lock last week, so we should have called him. But
Blind
hey
squirrel
Brad, if
on
you're
the dot.
watching, type in your lock of the week for us. How are we doing on time, everyone?
Just
Okay.
pretty.
All
Oh,
right.
yeah, we're good. Yeah,
We're good.
Excited.
Okay. Well, guys, we appreciate the Platte County Farm Bureau inviting us out. I think we've scared away the other farmers.
Yeah,
I think they're actually in there enjoying.
They're
a nice
talking
meal.
about us
They're-
inside.
They're like, we don't want to go out there talking
Know
about
what's going on.
But it's been fun out here at the 1890 venue, out here in Tracy, in the rolling hills of Platte County. Cindy gave you a
beautiful
view.
place.
It is a
Yeah,
beautiful
it's-
spot. Just kind of, Cindy, if you get, let's help promote the 1890 venue a little bit
If you're
too.
getting married or want to have a prom or something, man, this is amazing. This is
Yeah.
really, really pretty out here.
Now this is the venue. They have several different venues here on site. This one they call the Fields building up here where the Farm Bureau is meeting tonight. So great folks over here at 1890. Great folks with the Platte County Farm Bureau. Look at Cindy. There it is, the rolling hills of Platte County, you folks.
I don't know if they give out Emmys for cinematography for
Yeah,
Facebook Lives. But
well they
I think
should.
Cindy
if
is
they haven't yet.
Cindy
They
is
should.
definitely a high quality nominee.
Again, if you want to subscribe to the Landmark, now's the time to get in. 4 free tickets to the Renaissance Festival. And if you're watching this from inside the building, Chris and I have Renaissance Festival tickets right here. We are willing to give away. We also have 2 tickets to the Bret Michaels concert, which is Saturday night. So come see us if you're out this way.
Every rose has its thorn. That's what I've been told.
That's right. We thank you for joining us. We'll be back again next week with another show, unless Facebook shuts us down. Right, Chris?
It's always an option.
We will be back. Thank you, guys. We'll see you next week.